All right, we are live. Good Friday morning. It is September 26th, 2025. How you doing? Welcome back to the Hat and Beard Show. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. That's what we love about you guys. We do have some content here for you. We're going to be talking a little football, talking a little Lions matchup Sunday afternoon against the Cleveland Brown Eyes. First and foremost, headline news, Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes taken off YouTube hours after rejoining despite MAGA reinstatement hopes. Now, Hat and Beard, you say, why are you bringing this up? Well, if you'd have tuned in yesterday, which very, very few of you did, which kind of ties this whole thing together, you would know that I speculated that maybe, just maybe, your very own Hat and Beard here would be taken out of the little room prison that YouTube had shackled me in during the COVID-19 bullshit and the theft of the 2020 election. I was a political commentator back then and made some content. Obviously, you can kind of guess where my stances were, and well, ever since then, I have been throttled, pinned, and nailed to a wall, unable to grow and unable to expand the brand, if it were, and even shifted genres. Did video game content, and then into sports commentary content where we have seen some development, but because we were such a small channel, I think we got left in the locked out room. Why do I bring that up? Well, earlier this week, thanks to the hard work of Rep. Jim Jordan, YouTube, well, they had to finally come around and admit, well, their parent company Alphabet had to come around and admit that, oh yes, we had been putting our thumbs on the scale. Everything you conservatives have been saying for the past 10 plus years, you were right. It wasn't a fair game. It's been rigged this whole time. And unless you're willing to say the things that we want you to say, you cannot play on our platform. So, of course, what do conservatives do? Well, they devise what is called a parallel economy, developed our own brands, networks. Now you can check out Rumble. You know, Rumble, for the first time ever, is actually having more downloads in the App Store and Google Play Store than YouTube is now, because they are the free speech alternative to YouTube. This weekend, I think Saturday, we will commit some time to trying to figure out if you see notifications popping up Saturday for lives. It's probably because we're just running some tests. I need to shift my content to a more free speech alternative. YouTube will still be here, but clearly they're full of shit. They are complete liars. Now, why do I say this? I was one of the few individuals who subscribed. So during Timcast IRL a couple nights ago, he had announced that Alex Jones was back and created a new channel based on the news that YouTube was saying that they were going to be taking their thumb off the scale and allowing conservative opinions to be shared freely. So, of course, Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes, thinking that this meant that they were okay, created their own channels. Now, when Tim Pool announced that Alex Jones' channel was live, he had 500 subscribers. I was one of the flood of people who went from his 500 subscriber mark to 30,000 subscribers in less than one day. Shout out Mark Dice for also bringing this up. And then what do you know? Now Alex Jones has been removed yet again from YouTube's platform. Why do I bring this up? Well, because I live in an Alex Jones tinfoil hat world. Your boy here, and I would like to know if there are any other content creators out there. I know that we're a small, very niche group with a very small voice that aren't going to be heard or taken seriously because we all sound like sour grapes for pointing out the obvious and holding a mirror up to the demon's face. They don't like it when they see it. I'm curious if there's any other content creators who fall into the metric of small content creator, has been trying to do this since COVID, obviously got small roomed prisoned, and then also subscribe to Alex Jones's new channel. I have a feeling that they monitored all of the content creator channels that subscribed to him and then subsequently got a ripple effect because it's a little interesting. Now, I'm not saying that I'm anything special or deserve to have more views, but it is very interesting. You guys can go ahead and look at my channel. I went from regularly hitting 150 plus views, 200 views, 200 views. This morning, when I decided to settle in and start building all of my pre-show work, I had 77 views on yesterday's video. That seems a little odd, and now I'm not trying to say correlation equals causation. All I'm saying is that humans recognize patterns. So I just want to point out that YouTube are a bunch of hypocritical fuckfaces who can go sit on a cucumber. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can go fuck themselves. Alphabet said it would give creators who were banned for repeat violations of COVID-19 and election-related content policies that are no longer in effect of the channel to rejoin. So they are admitting it. They are flat out admitting it. That these dirty liberal cucks were putting their thumb on the scale. They wanted the beta male bitch boys to be successful. They don't like guys like me. They don't like guys like Steven Crowder. They don't like dudes who are going to say the hard part. Look, it's not talking shit, okay? It's not talking shit if it's true. YouTube, this is shit that you don't want to fucking hear. So now that we got my little mini rant out of here in the morning, I'm very salty about this nonsense, guys. I'm a pretty free speech advocate over here, and this is just bullshit. This is just bullshit. So just keep your ear to the ground for the sound of the buffalo. We're gonna have to be taking our content somewhere else because this is just asinine, dude. This is just asinine. YouTube, Google, like, are you guys not in the business of making money? What the fuck is wrong with you, Alphabet? You fucking liberal fags. They're just a bunch of liberal fags. That's all. Let's just call it what it is. This video is going to be throttled. I already know it. So let's just call it what it is. YouTube is ran by a bunch of liberal fags. So fuck them. Sit on a cucumber. You'll probably enjoy it. And I don't mean vertically. Take that fucker, flip it horizontally, and shove it right up your own ass. So over here, guys, getting back to the NFL. Seahawks Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. What we learned from Seattle's 23-20 win. I was watching the stat line at work as this game was unfolding, and I was like, come on. And then at halftime, when I seen that Arizona mustered up a couple of field goals, I was like, oh boy, I fucked myself on taking the over. Shout out Cooper Kupp, also dropping the ball for me there. But what did we learn? This will be coming to us from NFL.com, and then, guys, we're going to be making another quick. I couldn't quite remove ourselves from the vacation. Thought we'd spend another extra day at the Bay of Schadenfreude. DeMeco Ryans reveals why CJ Gardner-Johnson release was his decision. Quote, I know what's best for the Texans. That is basically him saying that dude's a piece of shit. He has a cancer, and I don't want him in my locker room. We'll see what NFL.com has to say about that. If I feel like reading about the old whiny Brown himself. Browns, Shedeur Sanders. Can I please close this ad? Of course I can't close the ad out of here. That's just awesome. That's just fucking awesome. God, don't you just love the modern internet? Browns, Shedeur Sanders takes jab at current NFL starters. Quote, I'm capable of doing better. Sanders remains third on the Browns depth chart behind old Joe Flacco and fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel. We'll see what that has to say. Just before, as we transition into talking about the Lions-Browns game, something to kind of keep your eye on. They mentioned it Monday Night Football. Shout out Brent DeWitt, also maintaining this story for me, keeping my eyes on it. Detroit Lions make official complaint to NFL over Aidan Hutchinson's treatment after Stars pass rusher's injury history. It's getting a little bit ridiculous, the blatant targeting of Aidan Hutchinson's leg. And at some point, Sheila's going to have to open up the old checkbook and write a check to the NFL that says, hey, treat my guys fucking fairly. I'm not even saying give them the Patrick Mahomes treatment. I'm not even saying have them bury their tongue 6 inches deep in your asshole like they do Lamar Jackson, old scary Sparkle Spice himself. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking for moderately fair fucking treatment of my guys. For the love of God, stop making memes into reality, okay? Detroit versus everybody's a fucking meme, and you're turning it into reality. It's fucked up, but we live in a fucked up world. See the Tylenol people right now. Lions, John Morton has some words for Browns' top-ranked run defense. That's right, you guys. We do have a little bit of a interesting matchup. The Cleveland Brown Eyes do herald the NFL's top rushing defense, and they were able to bottle up and stifle the Green Bay Packers, only limiting them to a whopping 10 points. The Green Bay Packers, at least by my own, a week ago, I say they're the cream of the NFC crop, and the Cleveland Brown Eyes came out and just punched them right in the old ball sack. But can the Lions overcome this rather aggressive physical front seven with our own top-end offensive line? I think that we win this. We'll take a look, see what Yahoo's got to say. Finally, we'll be stopping over at our guy. I like to finish the day off. We might run a little bit short today. I don't really care frankly, I'm really fucking fried. Over here from DetroitLions.com, our guy, the senior beat writer, Tim, 20-man notebook. Lions want to get Robertson more playing time. That's right. That is our thumbnail guy. All media accounts seem to indicate that, Amik Robertson's going to be getting more exposure. And I do like what Kelvin Shepard had to say on the fact that, Amik earns everything that he gets. And this is not necessarily a slight against Terry and Arnold, but Amik wants it more right now, dude. You don't have a fire or something's fucking you up. And Amik wants it more. So we need to get Amik Robertson on the field a little bit more. That's why I put him up in the thumbnail. He's our guy. I'm low-key. You guys remember, I said that Amik Robertson was going to be the X factor of our defense this year. Early on in training camp, everyone wanted to say Brian Branch or Kirby Joseph. Like, these guys are pillars of the defense, things that you scheme your entire game plan around. Amik Robertson offers that flexibility, that unique Swiss Army knife style that we enjoy with players, and I felt that he will, by the end of the season, be the X factor in the evolution of our defense. And we seem to be leaning on him in Week 4, heading into a Cleveland Browns matchup. Now, this could be a little bit more of a get-right type situation. Maybe you don't want to be putting too much pressure on TA, give him a little bit less exposure against I don't want to necessarily talk smack about the Browns, but a lesser offensive opponent, and maybe let him just kind of catch his breath a little bit, maybe slow the game down for him a little bit there. So those are the stories that we are going to be talking about today, guys, if you haven't already. And you survived through my morning rant, would you kindly walk on over to that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, ring that notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. here at youtube.com. Hopefully other platforms here pretty soon, because just curious, if you have your notifications on, does YouTube actually send you a push notification, or are they continue to keep me in my little padded room over here because I dare speak truth to, well, I hate that phrase, truth to power. I dare hold the mirror up to their face, and boy howdy, my whole life do that. People really don't like it when you tell them the truth. They really don't fucking like it, and it's a little annoying. But it is what it is. So while you're down there rooting around in the bathtub underneath the video, would you go ahead and double tap that like button for me? Hit the 2-piece and a biscuit. So while you're right there, 75% of you watch this on your mobile device, go down to the most important button you can do, and that is, if we want to break free of this padded room, you got to help me and Froggy get out of here. If you catch that reference, you're It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan, but you got to help me and Froggy get up on out of here. Go ahead and share this video around with all your friends. Even if you don't have too many friends, you can go ahead and copy this link down on your clipboard below. It's totally fine. I understand being a fully grown adult in your 30s. All of my friends seem to be digital people online. I don't see anybody. You know what? That's really not that big of a deal right now, because I'm kind of a grumpy goose. Guys, now that we've done all that stuff, let's go ahead and get into the show. And hey, real quick, side note, let me know in the chat if I fixed the audio. If not, I'm a Luddite. Hell yeah, guys. So let me know if the audio worked on that. I was just reading your guys' chat. First of all, good morning to the Mad Hatter Nation, you guys. I was reading all of these chats. I'm just going to flat out say I agree with everything you guys are saying. Every single chat, I agree with every single one of you guys. Legit, every single one of you guys. Especially, where was it right here? Where someone had it bound. Beantown, brother. I've been saying this for years. COVID was a social experiment to see how far they could push before we pushed back. I've been saying it for years that when we really look back on it, 10, 20 years from now, it will be revealed that the COVID-19 pandemic was simply nothing more than a social engineering experiment to see who was indoctrinated, what they could get away with, and how few of us were willing to stand up. That's what I really think. They wanted to see just how stupid the masses were. And son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. There's a lot of fucking idiots out there, man. There are a lot of just really dumb motherfuckers out there. What's up, Carrie? How you doing, brother? I'm 63. I'll die of COVID if I get it. My woman is vax, COVID warrior, and she had nothing but problems since she got it. It killed your mom. I'll never get that piece of shit shot. Dude, I'm really sorry to hear that about your mom, dude. That really fucking sucks, brother. That is really shitty, dude. And yeah, my DNA's intact. Hat and Boob's DNA's intact. We never got that fucking jab yet. Somehow, some way, I was basically fucking kissing strangers and licking doorknobs through the whole goddamn thing, and I never got the motherfucker. Now, new evidence indicates that my high nicotine use is what prevented me from getting COVID. I think it's because I drink a lot of water, maintain a relatively healthy lifestyle. Also, life hack, eat lots of raw garlic, guys. Eat as much raw garlic as you fucking can. I eat a shitload of raw garlic every single day at break. Poor G. Oh, dude, poor G. Like the guy I work with, G, he's a trooper. Every single day this motherfucker has to sit there while I eat fucking cloves of raw garlic with cheese. Okay, I sit there and I slice up, I peel and I cut the garlic up, I pop it in, chomp chomp, water, and then I eat some fucking extra sharp cheddar. And then I wash it down with some salmon jerky. So that poor bastard has to sit there and smell me eating raw garlic, salmon jerky, and then has to be around me while I sweat all fucking night. And it like cheers to that guy, dude. I am a stinky motherfucker. Proceeds to get a raise. Ah, that's awesome. Garlic and onion. Hell yeah, Carrie. You understand, dude. You get it, dude. That garlic, that shit's where it's at, guys. All right, we're going to go ahead and top off the old oil can here. Let's throw our article reading voice on and Seahawks Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. What we learned from Seattle's 23-20 win. It was an interesting game. Number one, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba took over in the fourth. JSN didn't catch a pass until late in the third quarter, and he was guilty of a critical holding penalty on Kenneth Walker III's negated touchdown run, which kept Arizona in the game when it was starting to look like a blowout. But JSN came up huge in the final 16 minutes, catching all four of his passes for 79 yards. I wish Cooper Kupp could have done that. Two were big third down conversions, including a 36-yarder and his 22-yard catch on the final drive helped set up the game-winning field goal from Jason Myers. With 3 minutes left, Myers missed a 53-yarder that would have made it a two-possession game. The Seahawks were also helped by Cardinals kicker Chad Ryland's kickoff short of the landing zone, giving them the ball on the 40-yard line. Number two, Harrison heated up after a nightmare start. I seen the first half highlights. It was not looking good. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a drop Sunday and has been quiet since week one. So you knew the Cardinals wanted to get him going early and often Thursday. Arizona made a concerted effort throwing Harrison's way on the first play of the game, but both of Kyler Murray's throwing Harrison's way on the first play of the game. Oh, I for some reason thought there was a period right there. But both of Kyler Murray's interceptions came on passes thrown to Marvin Harrison Jr. On the first pick, it appeared Harrison stopped his route, even if the throw wasn't on the money. On the second, Harrison appeared to catch it, but bobbled it into the hands of Seattle's Ernest Jones. I seen that one. That was the one that I seen. That bobble. That's one of them that sucks, dude. That's one of them that's like my guy was just That is the quintessential, you're trying too hard, bud. You're trying too hard. Killing the most promising drive of the night. Prior to the second INT, Murray threw a stop route, and Harrison continued with the fade. They weren't on different pages. They were on different reading books. Then something clicked. They connected for a gorgeous touchdown pass, with Harrison almost looking more relieved than anything else. He had 4 fourth-quarter catches after only 1 catch on 5 targets for the first 36 minutes of the game. The second half was the Harrison that the Cardinals fans have waited for. But what was going on in the first? So what will we see? Is this a Jekyll and Hyde type situation, or is this going to be the Marvin Harrison moving forward? Number 3, Darnold finished both halves in style with that big old forehead of his. No ghost to be seen, just a big shiny forehead. The Seahawks certainly left some meat on the bone Thursday night, thoroughly outplaying the Cardinals in the fourth quarter, but needing to sweat it out. Thankfully, Sam Forehead Darnold delivered when the Seahawks needed it most. He led the beautiful 7-play, 90-yard touchdown drive late in the first half to put them up 14-3. Darnold flashed some great improv skills on a 32-yard throw on the run to Elijah Arroyo and a 24-yard scramble. The Seahawks and Darnold cooled off in the third quarter, but he led the offense past the Arizona 35-yard line and on all three drives in the fourth. Jason Myers' field goal miss opened the door for an improbable comeback, but Darnold closed the door with a critical shot play to JSN to set up the game winner. Don't look now, but Darnold's starting to build a reputation as a strong late-game performer, even with some notable misses on his resume. As you can tell by my resume, number 4, Murray also battled back late before falling short. Ha ha, honk honk, no pun intended. For 3 quarters, Kyler Murray was as much to blame for the Cardinals' offensive struggles as anyone, MSJ included. There was an understanding that life after James Conner would be tough, but Murray missed some open throws early and nearly was picked late in the first half. After Darnold stepped up, Murray couldn't respond. Arizona's offense had 1 TD in its previous 8 quarters entering the fourth, but Murray finally heated up, throwing for 2 touchdowns in the final 6 minutes to wake the Cardinals up from the dead. After looking despondent all night, Murray started showing some life, but they paid for the sins of the first 3 quarters, giving all kinds of chances early, but blowing most of them. Murray was hot. Murray's hot fourth can't be dismissed, but like Harrison, why did it take so long? And finally, Seattle's defense did its job, but settling for field goals hurt. You can't settle for field goals. You can't be leaving points on the board. This is the thing that Dan Campbell gets talked shit about. When you have your foot on the throat of your opponent, you do not let up. Period, point blank. You crush their soul. You smother the life out of them, and you move on to victory. It's easy to say that the Seahawks broke a little late defensively, especially with a tough few reps from Pro Bowler Devin Witherspoon, but it's hard to blame a unit that mostly played terrific ball. Despite losing DeMarcus Lawrence, it was a consistent swarm around Kyler Murray, with 14 different defenders recording at least one pressure, and only one, Uchenna Nwosu, finishing with more than 2. Murray's clock was sped up all night, and he didn't adjust until late. What hurt the Seahawks was settling for a field goal on 4th and 2 on the opening drive of the second half. That felt like a go for the carotid artery spot. That's something Dan Campbell would have done. It's something we see Dan Campbell do all the time. After Kenneth Walker's touchdown was negated, they trusted the kicking game, and it almost cost Mike McDonald. Jason Myers rewarded McDonald's trust on the game winner after missing a similar length kick a few minutes earlier. But the Seahawks should feel a little lucky to get out alive after controlling most of the game. That'll be interesting. That's a interesting takeaway. What do you guys think? Are the Cardinals and or Seahawks teams that could make a playoff push and make any headway into the playoffs? I think that if you look at the two teams, I would put more faith in Sam, I'm seeing ghosts on my giant forehead Darnold than I would Kyler, I wear diapers on the field Murray. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Shout out you guys with the garlic. Hell yeah, y'all. Dude, Jack, yeah, dude, garlic is nature's antibiotic. That's what I keep trying to tell people. I'm like, y'all, we have been using garlic for antibacterial purposes since before Western medicine was even fucking considered, dude. It's legit. Garlic is a fucking superfood, dude. You got to eat that shit. And I don't care what people if you smell like garlic, dude. If I smell like garlic, fuck them, dude. They can go kick rocks, dude. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, Brent. I'm sorry you lost your wife to COVID, dude. That sucks, brother. But yes, we can disagree like decent Americans, my dude. Exactly. I'm not going to sit here and talk shit to you. You know what I'm saying? Healthy gut biome is the test-proven way to fight. Yeah, dude, they're actually starting to show, Jack, a lot of gut health being an incredible like barometer of overall health. You know what I'm saying? I was actually looking at there's a new form of probiotic you can take that it's guaranteed to deliver live probiotics to your gut, because a lot of times the probiotics die through the esophageal transfer as you masticate things and help break it down. The digestive process starts to dissolve some of those probiotics. So like if you can get the live probiotics down into your gut, it'll start to kind of reset your gut flora. And then essentially your guts system, the way your digestive system works, all of your organs and shit, it's like a detox machine, right? It's supposed to be getting all of the bad out. That's why you poop and pee. It's all the waste, it's all the stuff you don't need. You know what I'm saying? So if you can keep your guts healthy and act as like a natural detox center of your body, dude, you'll be able to maintain longer health and benefits throughout your life. You know what I'm saying? At least that's the understanding. Charbonnet, dude, brother. Mr. Detroit City, bro. I just clicked on the stream from DraftKings real quick because I was not having much signal. And dude, bro, yeah, right as Charbonnet was fucking poaching a touchdown, dude. I was like, God damn it. Fucking Charbonnet, dude. Yeah, Brent, dude. We're all sorry to hear that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Sam. Actually, fasting, I go from, I do a 12-hour fast every night. Well, 13 hours. So I take my lunch break from 7 to about 7:30, sometimes 7:30 to 8. Eat at work, wash my dishes, brush my teeth by 8 o'clock, and then nothing that engages your metabolism between 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. when I take my protein shake. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, fasting is incredibly beneficial. The expedited rate in which your body repairs itself and the cells replenish while in a fast is really, really good. If you want to take it to a next level, now I know it sounds kind of crazy. I've done a bunch of fasting. I intermittent fast every single night. I think the longest fast I did was up to, I think it was 63 hours I fasted. That was wild too, because legit, Hat and Boobs knew that I was fasting, so she ate dinner, grabbed some fast food on the way home and ate it before she got home. She walked in the house and I was like, "You went to McDonald's and you had fries? I can fucking smell them on you." You know what I'm saying? But if you want to kick it up to the next level, if you really want to burn some fucking fat, dude, once you hit into that 15-hour fast mark, go and do some heavy weight training, brother. It'll be very fatiguing and you're going to feel weird, especially because you won't have a lot of glycogen in your system, so you might cramp a little bit. So just really listen to your body and how it operates, dude. But if you really want to burn fat off really hardcore, hit that 15-hour fast. Once you hit that 15th hour, go and do some weight training, brother. That'll really fucking do it. And then now I'm gonna be real. After anything over a 24-hour fast, I'm gonna be real, guys. I've done it a lot. Anything over a 24-hour fast, just so you know, when you break your fast, the next poop you take is gonna be pretty shitty. Just saying, it's gonna be kind of nasty. That's all I'm saying. But it's getting all the bad out. You know what I'm saying? It's getting all the bad out. You know what I'm saying? Morning, Sam. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Hot sauce is badass. Carrie, as I get older, I used to eat a lot of spicy stuff, a lot of spices. I loved hot sauces, dude. And I don't like having acid reflux all the time. So instead of the hot sauce now, I reach for hot honey sauce, dude. It's a little bit lighter, you know what I'm saying? A little bit less acid and a little bit elevated of a flavor profile. You know what I'm saying? You'll fast and then do a hike. Hell yeah, brother. That's what's up, Sam. That's what's up. See, activity while you're fasting is a good way to burn fat. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't have a lot, this is for guys like me. I got a lot of fat on me, guys. I'm a doughboy. You know what I'm saying? I got that beer gut, dude. You know what I'm saying? I got a big fat ass. But if you're already kind of fit, just be careful, because you might start to do more damage where your body, if it doesn't have those fat stores to pull from, it'll start atrophying its own muscles. So just be very careful. I don't know, depending on how fit you are, but if you're trying to lose, if you got 30 pounds to lose and you want to melt off some poundage real fast, exercise while in a nice fast. You know what I'm saying? Fasting is for God. Exactly, Mr. Detroit City. Fuck yes, dude. Exactly. Pray and sit in the presence while fasting. Preach. Fucking dude, yes. Mr. Detroit City, I love you, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. All right, guys, we're going to just run on over to the Gulf of America and splash around in the Bay of Schadenfreude. DeMeco Ryans. Now, I'm a big fan of DeMeco Ryans. I like the coaching style. I like the swag that the guy brings. He seems like a all right guy, you know what I'm saying? But DeMeco Ryans reveals why CJGJ's release was his decision. Quote, "I know what's best for the Texans." CJGJ's release, just 3 games, might surprise many, but Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans showed zero uncertainty when justifying the decision on Wednesday. The coach didn't divulge many details other than the fact that the decision was his. That's the first clue in this minor miss. Jesus Christ! I cannot read to save my ass in this minor mystery. It was my decision to move on, Ryan said. I know what's best for my team. Coming from me, the head coach, it was best for our team. That's why I made the decision. Logically, what's best for Ryan's 0-3 team is retaining as much talent as possible. Gardner-Johnson is certainly a valuable player when it comes to talent, but Ryan's convictions and his decisions suggest the talent didn't outweigh the baggage. What do we call CJ around here? That's right. He is a douchebag, a giant walking douchebag. Hell, he might even straight up be a douche nozzle. One look at GJ's career history, a winding journey through the NFL that includes 5 stops, New Orleans, Philly, Detroit, Philly, and Houston, over 7 years, illustrates how he has worn out his welcome in the past. Gardner-Johnson has been known to make rivals, if not outright enemies, in his NFL career, with how he carries himself, establishing a reputation as a relentless trash talker with talent to back it, but not always a willingness to be a team player. In an anonymous player poll conducted by the Athletics' Mike Jones last year, GJ was voted as the most annoying player in the NFL, with one player summing it up simply, yap, yap, yap. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Though Ryan didn't say so directly, it sounds as if the offseason addition fiery nature didn't fit with what the coach has established in his locker room or on the field. It's always my first rule, or a team rule for our guys. Always protect the team. It starts with me as a head coach to make sure everybody's on the same page with having a team-first mentality. It'll never be about one person. It'll never be about me personally. It's collectively as a team. That's how you go win. That's how you do great things. And you have not done that yet this year. Yes, you made a playoff push 2 years back. But what have you done for me lately? So far, Ryan's team isn't in a great place. The Texans lost all 3 games by a single possession, ranked near the middle of the pack in most major defensive statistic categories, and are very likely feeling the pressure that is building amid their difficult start. If ever there were a time to circle the wagons, it's now. And sometimes everyone can't hop back on board to resume the journey. Quote, for me, as the head coach, you have to make what others feel like is a difficult decision. But whenever it's about the team and I stick to my core values, it's all about the team. Any decision about it is easy for me. I know where we stand, and I know what everybody here in our organization, on our team, in the locker room, I know what everybody stands for. I know what everyone is about, so everyone's looking at me to make the right decision. I'll always do what's best for my players. And I kind of like that. I'm glad that finally people are waking up to the fact that CJ is a fucking douchebag, dude. It's just a big old douchebag. CJ doesn't have the talent to back it up anymore. Agreed, Brent. Dude, agreed. My diet consists of bear and raven. Fuck yeah, Mr. Detroit City. And hopefully we'll eat a little, I guess we're going to eat some brown eye this weekend. That's gross. I'm a gross dude. Speaking of the brown eyes and douchebags, would you look at here? Browns, Shedeur Sanders takes jab at current NFL starters. I'm capable of doing better. Shedeur Sanders remains third on the Browns' quarterback depth chart, but he says he's ready to go whenever his number is called. After watching quarterbacks play across the NFL over 3 weeks, Sanders said he is confident he could perform better than some current starters. I know if you see a quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that, Shedeur Sanders told ESPN. I don't think playing or not playing is in my hands. I think, based on the situation, if things pan out where I play, then I'll be out there ready to play. I'm ready to play right now, he said. I focus each and every day on what I got to do, and just because of where I am on the depth, I don't let that dictate my mindset each and every day. You know what can happen or could happen. So it's really just keeping my mindset of staying locked in and staying into everything, remaining focused on the same thing. Flacco was named the starter by head coach Kevin Stefanski at the end of training camp in August. We know that. The conversation with Sanders began at ESPN Cleveland about the comments from his father, former Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, who predicted his son would play at some point this season. Coach Prime shared his thoughts on new heights. The elder Sanders also said he told his son to, quote, be patient and be ready for when the Browns call on him. He declined to specify when he expects Shedeur to make his first start, but the Kelseys did not press him. The Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders with expectations of developing him for the future, with Flacco serving as a stopgap until the rookie is ready. So far, the coaching staff believes Gabriel is ahead, but the season is still young. So they're just trying, I think, what we're trying to see here is Shedeur Sanders is trying to stay relevant. And in the news, I'm not too wild about Shedeur Sanders, but, it is what it is. And if they want to start him against the Lions and let Hutch go ahead and have his way with him, go ahead. Go right ahead. So, if you guys haven't already, before we talk a little Detroit Lions ball, would you kindly walk on over to that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, ring that notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Hit the like button and share this video around with all your friends. It's the number one way to help this channel grow. So now that we've talked about the national news cycle, we're going to go ahead and talk about a little bit of Detroit Lions ball. First and foremost, Detroit Lions make official complaint to the NFL over Aidan Hutchinson's treatment after Star's pass rush injury history. Hutchinson would look like his Pro Bowl self in Week 3. Sorry, fellas. Last October, Hutchinson fractured both his fibula. Oh, man, this is what fucking drives me nuts. Who's your editor? I'm glad that Hutch fractured both his fibula and fibula in Week 7. So make sure I'm reading this right. Hutchinson fractured both his fibula and fibula. Damn, that's wild. Aidan Hutchinson broke both fibulas and was able to come back. That's very impressive. That's very impressive that he broke both of his fucking legs. He underwent immediate surgery and had to recover more than half a year. Before the injury, Hutchinson led the league at 7.5 sacks in 5 games. And we don't want Hutch to go through another injury. Detroit has reportedly handed film to the NFL concerning an issue with the way teams have been blocking Hutchinson. The Lions shared video from their first 2 regular season games against the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears, showing Hutchinson being illegally and intentionally blocked low. The issue was worth monitoring during Detroit's Week 3 matchup with the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Countdown. The Detroit Lions have taken notice, and they have asked the league office to monitor the players against Aidan Hutchinson, Schefter said during ESPN's Monday Night Countdown. Quote, not that will protect him out there, but clearly people have noticed some of the plays, and the Lions want the league's office to notice as well. During Schefter's report, ESPN played 2 low blocks from the Packers tight end John Fitzpatrick on Hutchinson in Week 1. I was wondering if they had some pictures. The insider also indicated that there's footage of the same instance from the Lions' win over the Bears in Week 2. Schefter referenced Hutchinson's serious injuries from the last season as he continued to address the ample evidence of opponents going low on Hutchinson. Marcus Spears, a former defensive lineman, chimed in that the report said that while he's not a fan of the play, he understands the opposing team's methods of playing defenders like Hutchins. Shouldn't it be like Hutchinson's aren't illegal? Hey, the U.S. Sun, why don't you just hire me? Low blocks are legal when targeting at a player's legs or below the thigh, according to NFL rules. But it will be illegal when a player is already engaged with an opposing player high and the defender contacts them low, and a different player contacts them low. That would be considered a chop block, and a 15-yard penalty would be given to the offending team. Hutchinson entered Monday night's game with 2 combined tackles and a sack in 2 contests. The Lions defeated the Ravens. Yes, we know that. Sacked Lamar 7 times. Hutchinson recorded 1 of those sacks as he also totaled 2 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 forced fumble for good measure. I'm going to be honest, guys. I think it's pretty egregious what the NFL, at least the opposing teams, have been doing to Hutchinson. And it would be nice if we could have a little bit of attention brought to the matter. Again, like I said in my opening, I'm not asking for you to treat us like Patrick Mahomes, and I'm definitely not asking you to shove your tongue in our ass the way that you do to Sparkle Scary Spice, Scary Sparkle Spice, Sparkle Spice, whatever the fuck you want to call Lamar Jackson, but Bill Vinovich wants to just eat his ass all day, every day. All I'm asking for is to treat our fucking players fairly. Aidan Hutchinson, when he's egregiously being tackled, held, basically SA'd on the field, can you throw a fucking flag? Can you not throw a flag every time Brian Branch does a snot rocket out of the wrong nostril that you've arbitrarily changed on a whim is the legal nostril for him to snot rocket out of? Can you just give us a fair fucking shake 50% of the fucking time? For God's sake, stop turning memes into reality. Detroit versus everybody is fucking factual. Scary Sparkle. Fuck yeah, that's what we were calling him, Brandy. How you doing, sister? Good to see you. Proofreading is a lost art, Brent. And as you can tell by the way I read, I don't proofread at all. As you guys listen to me read with my 6th grade reading level. Don't worry, guys. We're almost there. We're almost there. Roger Goodell hates the Lions. I'm convinced of it. Jack, I am also convinced of it. I am very convinced that Roger Goodell hates Sheila Hamp. Roger Goodell hates the Ford family. He cannot stand the Detroit Lions, and he does everything in his power to make sure that we get monkey fucked around. Hey, Hat. F YouTube, I'll watch on Rumble. Hell yeah, Brandy, I appreciate that. All right, so here's the thing, Brandy. I tried to dual stream on Rumble. The thing is OBS. So OBS is the software that I use to stream with. It would not take the stream key that Rumble sent to me to stream. So what I'm trying to do is look, guys, I got to work on Saturday. Maybe Saturday morning. I got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. So I'm trying to figure out when I can kind of test out Rumble. I'm thinking Kick as well. I'm not too wild about Twitch, but I've got to kind of shift platforms. So what I'm going to do is what I'd like to do is start multi-streaming to the free speech alternatives. YouTube's not so friendly with guys. I know that I talk about football, but you guys know, the Mad Hatter Nation knows that it's not just about football around here. It's very cultural based. If you ever are on Compound Media or Compound Censored's channel, you'll see me commenting on videos like, "Hey, hire me to be your Jason Whitlock." You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get these other companies to bring me on as like their version of Jason Whitlock, because I do think that sports is very influential in culture. I am very into the culture war, so we do kind of use the football narrative and angle to kind of leverage the culture war a little bit here on the channel. That all being said, yeah, I do think that I have to kind of start diversifying my avenues for reach. Simply because it's not only are they openly admitting it, but they're openly admitting it, saying they're not going to do it anymore, and then continuing to put their thumb on the scale. It's YouTube Alphabet is just a disgusting, corrupt fucking organization. You know what I'm saying? Over here, we're going to talk more Lions. Lions OC Johnny Moe has some words from Browns' top-ranked run defense. The Cleveland Browns have fared pretty well against the run through 3 weeks this season, well enough to be the number 1 rushing defense to this point, allowing just 57 yards on the ground per game. Bengals running back Chase Brown is held to 43 yards, and the Ravens held Derrick Henry to 23, while quarterback Lamar Jackson to 13, combined for just 36 yards in Week 2. The Packers running back Josh Jacobs managed only 30 yards in Week 3. Week 4 presents another strong challenge for the Browns as they look to stop Sonic and Knuckles, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. And an offensive coordinator, John Morton, put it, the Browns haven't faced a running back like theirs yet. Not just because of the Lions' running backs, but also their offensive line. Quote, our front right now, we're moving guys, Morton said. I don't think they've seen a run game like ours yet. And, we have patience. We stick with it. I think that's the biggest thing. We keep doing what we've been doing. We got to do so that we can stay manageable. Morton added, we have to stay manageable on 3rd down, and 3rd and 2 to 6. We've got to be in that area. So 1st and 2nd down is going to be crucial. Detroit is tied with the Bengals for 16th on 3rd down conversion rate is just over 41%. Getting to third and short is going to be important for the Lions, so the Browns edge rusher Myles Garrett and defensive tackle Mason Graham won't be able to pin their ears back on an obvious passing down. The Lions averaged 150 yards per game and ranked 10th in the EPA rush expectation points added per rushing attempt. Gibbs and Monty combined for over 220 yards in the 38-30 win over the Ravens, and both had a pair of rushing touchdowns. Morton may be right. The Browns haven't seen the Browns haven't seen a rushing attack quite like the one that awaits them on Sunday. Not just haven't quite seen a rushing. Shout out Brent DeWitt. Proofreading is a lost art. I saw that BB foul again. That's unbelievable. Dude, isn't it though? Bro, they come after BB for everything, dude. Dude, I want to watch some real football too, Kerry. I want to watch some real football. Let the guys hit. Now, if it's egregious, it's egregious. The problem that the NFL has with Brian Branch is he's a throwback player. He's a throwback player. And the NFL, look, I was thinking, it's strange. I was thinking about this morning while I was taking a shit. And, the NFL, very, very much so, wants points. It's been evident. They have been trying to elevate the offensive side of the ball and give them more opportunities to score. The NFL and the powers that be have decided that because fans cheer when points are scored, that must mean that they just want points. There's an old adage, okay? And it goes something like this. It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. What does that mean? Surface level, we all talk away from it as you want to play fair and give it your best effort, right? Because whether you win or lose, at least you gave it your all. That's incorrect. That is not the actual meaning of the phrase. It is much bigger than the context of whatever game or sport you are playing at the time. What it is an allegory for life, because life is nothing more than a series of games. You are playing games with people. You are talking with them. You are gamifying. Everything is a back and forth. It is a serve. It is a volley. It is a volley. It is a serve. It is a back and forth. It is a game. You are playing a game with people. Your interactions with people are games. Millions of games are being played every single day. Now, why is it important to play the game well? Because if you don't play the game well, if you're a poor sport, if nobody enjoys playing the game with you, well, what do you end up having? Nobody but your goddamn self to play games with. You have nobody that wants to play games with you. And why don't they want to play games with you? Because you suck. Not at the game, not at playing the game, but you suck at playing games with other people. Why do I bring this up? What is more exciting, you guys? Let me just ask you this. As fans of football, what is more exciting? Points, high-flying offense, get the defense off the fucking field. I want to see an 11-on-air scrimmage. Or is it much more exciting to see a hard-fought, meritocratic, close slugfest, a back and forth, good ball being played in both directions? It's much more fun to watch a hard-fought, close, down-to-the-wire game. What game was more fun to watch? The Carolina Panthers shutting out the Atlanta Falcons 30-0. 30 points scored by one team. That's a lot of fucking points. Or the 13-10 Cleveland Browns last-minute walk-off field goal against the Packers. Do I need to say it? I think we know the answer. It is much more entertaining for the entire experience of the game to be hard-fought. Because when the game is hard-fought, we as fans, the consumers of the product, we are playing a game with you, NFL. You have served us. We are to volley. You have served us. we are to volley. If you keep serving us these bullshit offensive high production blowout games, I don't want to watch it. It's not as fun. The game's not as fun, and eventually I'm going to walk away, and you're going to be stuck with nothing but your dick to play with. However, if you let teams play the game the way the game is supposed to be played, you and I, then NFL, will start to play a game. You will serve me something that I enjoy, and I will happily volley it back to you. And back and forth we will go, enjoying the game that we are playing with one another. Does any of that make sense, or am I talking straight out of my furry red ass? What's up, Attila? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, dude. Lions should wear red uniforms for a game to see if the refs would stop throwing flags. That's awesome. That's awesome. I do want to shout out Attila, brother. You've been popping up quite regularly, dude. I like to try and give some props to people when they start turning up regular, dude. Attila, you've been here like every single day, my guy. I appreciate it, dude. I also think your name's fucking dope, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why AG didn't want Rodgers in New York. Damn straight, dude. Damn straight, you guys. All right, so hopefully that made sense. I got kind of, if I'm being honest, that whole breakdown of playing games with people, that is my stupid interpretation of Jordan Peterson's analysis of playing games. So that is my layman's term for how Jordan Peterson breaks it down. So if you want to hear a much more eloquent and detailed breakdown of it, go look up Jordan Peterson's playing games, or Jordan Peterson, win or lose, how you play the game, some version of that, and you should be able to find it. And yes, I'm a big Jordan Peterson fan. I have 12 Rules to Life. I read it, and I'm not going to lie, it's helped a lot, but Jesus Christ, is it boring. It is dry. Oh, you guys all follow Brandy. Hell yeah. Well, right on. That's what's up. I appreciate it. Well, shout out Brandy. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you for bringing people, dude. I appreciate you coming and hanging out every day, sister, you know, and you bringing all these people. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Thank you, guys. That's dope. That's dope. That is serious dopeness. It's an OG move right there. All right, guys, last article of the day coming to us from Tim 2021 Man Notebook. Lions want to get Robertson more playing time. Well, thank you, Brandy. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm not just saying it. I genuinely appreciate you bringing people. And really, guys, what I like it when you guys chat with me, dude. I know sometimes we get a little lost in the sauce and we just kind of are bantering back and forth, but like I like it. I'm a talker. I like to talk. I like to. I don't know if you can tell. I'm in a room by myself talking into a stick. I clearly like the sound of my own voice, so I enjoy talking. Oh, YouTube shows what chat she's in. No shit. No shit. So what? Like, what is that? Like, what does that mean? Like when you like go to your home screen, does it show like people you follow or something? I have no idea how this works, guys. I have no idea. I don't know what that means. Oh, gotcha. I thought you were fuck, man. Damn, Attila. I was like, no shit. YouTube tells you where Brandy's at? That's fucking nuts, dude. Do you have a bridge you want to sell me in Brooklyn? Ooh, Brent. Yeah, I was wondering that too, bro. Brent DeWitt has a good point. I was also thinking about that this morning too. Yeah, Brent DeWitt shout out says, Shep keeps trending in this direction. We might only have him for one more year. I wonder who the next DC that MCDC's got his eyes on. That's a good question, my dude. I'm going to be very honest with you, Brent. I'm going to be very honest with you. I want Kelvin Shepard to have the to be considered that echelon of coordinators that's being sought after for a head coaching job. I just really like Kelvin Shepard, and I don't want him to leave. I like his swag. You know what I'm saying? Brandy goes all over the place, huh? Yeah, Brandy. It sounds like you are pretty heavy in the football sphere. I do. It is one thing that I absolutely love. I love it when I'm like, let's watch some Tom Gross, and she's like, seen it. She's like, I've already seen it. And I literally think about it every time, like, oh, a new Tom Gross video. I wonder if Brandy's seen this yet. All right, guys, let's finish it up with some Tim 20-man notes before we head on into the weekend, and you get a whopping 1 day off from me before we're back Sunday. Don't forget Sunday. Not Monday, but Sunday. We will be having our pregame show and placing some bets on the Lions and maybe a couple other games. We'll see. But we're going to be going pretty hot and heavy on building some parlays for the Lions. We ended up winning $20 yesterday on the Seahawks game. So a little bit of bankroll management. Didn't quite hit that five-legger that we were looking for. Ifs and buts or candies and nuts, and we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So while you guys are building your parlays throughout the week, if you think of anything real hot and heavy, feel free to drop it in the chat Sunday morning. We're going to go ahead and build some things out and just hang out with you guys. I'm going to try and figure out a way to put some copyright-free music in the background so that while I'm just sitting here staring at my screen and you can see the smoke rolling out from my fucking headphones, it's not as boring. You don't just hear me sitting here going, you actually hear something. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. The Detroit Lions are playing more of their base defense under Calvin Shepard than they have before in the Dan Campbell era, and it's affected the playing reps of nickel cornerback DeMeco Robertson. Detroit played 54.5% of their defensive snaps last year in the nickel, per True Media. That number is down to 37.6% in the first 3 weeks of the season, which ranks 30th out of 32 teams. For comparison, Seattle leads the league playing nickel 84% of the time. Robertson has only played 89 defensive snaps this season, just over half the defensive reps. The Lions want to see that number go up, but don't necessarily want to change the way they're playing defense right now. Quote, when you're able to deploy 4 or 5 linebacker sets and formations and play any of your defenses, that's a different ballgame, Lions defense coordinator Calvin Shepard said on Tuesday. I mean, you see a lot of people get in their faster groupings, but it's pretty much XYZ. We're getting into these groupings and still playing first, second down football, or we could play the third and long game with all of the same groupings. Playing that kind of scheme allows Detroit the ability to present the same look pre-snap and then post-snap, be able to play a different variety of coverages and different variety of pressure packages. But it keeps the nickel cornerback off the field. Expect Robertson to rotate playing time outside cornerback with second-year cornerback Terrion Arnold, who has been up and down, to say the very, very best of him up and down, to start his second season. It's not like I'm down on TA or TA is having a bad year. That's not it, Shepard said. We're taking a few plays, but when you're out there, those few plays get exposed and highlighted a lot more than it does. All we have to do right now is to find a way to bring the confidence that you saw when we're out there against JMO and Amon-Ra all camp to game day. Shepard said Robertson has earned the right to be on the field, and they're going to look for more ways to do that without disrupting the scheme. Whatever they think is best for the team, man, I'm all in, Robertson said on Thursday. Of course, each and every time I'm on the field, I try to be the best I can and be the best guy out there. Robertson did admit it's sometimes tough to get into a rhythm coming in and on the field, playing half the snaps. I just feel like that's my role, and I'm going to do whatever I can to try and take advantage of my opportunity, he said. They are all going to try and get me more involved. I'm all in. Whatever it is to help the team, I'm all in. All in. We're all in on these young guys, and I love it. That's, I think, why I like DeMeco Robertson. This guy is a team first. He is just the epitome, or as I like to say, the epitome of Dan Campbell football. When given opportunities, make the best of your opportunities. When called upon, execute. Be ready. Be ready to go. Amik, you have a role on this defense. We do need to expand that role, at least for the next little bit. I need you to step up. I need somebody to take Terrion on under their wing. And really, just you got to retool him a little bit. You got to retool him a little bit because we're seeing the same thing out of TA through the first half of the season in his sophomore year that we did in his rookie year. I am very high on TA still. I think that Terrion Arnold does possess all of the attributes that could lead him to be an elite man-on-man, leave him on TA Island corner in this league. TA is not there yet. And that is unfortunate because our defense requires him to be out there on an island the majority of the time. We run heavy base defense, clearly. And unfortunately, TA, at least in the first half of games, you get picked on. You get picked on early, and then you get picked on often. So if we can limit the exposure, I do like what we said here. Or was it? Whatever I think was the best team, blah, blah, blah. We're taking a few plays, but when you play out there, those few plays get exposed and highlight a lot more than it does. It exposes too much, and we need to limit our exposure this early on in the season, and I need TA to get right. If that means that we have to rely on Amik Robertson for the next little bit, so be it. I am completely confident in Amik Robertson. He has shown throughout the, what is he, in his 6th, 7th year of his career, the high-end ability to go toe-to-toe with elite receivers. I'm totally confident in Amik Robertson. Where I am actually a little disappointed in, DJ Reed, playing well, but not as well as we expect for the money that he was getting, brought in to be the number 1 guy. He was supposed to be a huge elevation from Carlton Davis. So far, not so high on him. Mistake by the Lake. I like that name, Brent. I like that name. I actually like the score. Brandy, so shout out Brandy, sister. That's why I put the poll. I forgot to shout out a poll, guys. There is a poll in today's chat. Brown Eye Beatdown on Sunday. I've given you 3 options. 71% of you say yes. 51 points by Detroit. You said 51 points. You've been saying 51-24, Brandy, and that 51 number is just sticking in my mind's eye. I can't shuck that 51-point number. I think it's the narrative around the Browns' rush defense, the limited points, the way they bottled up the Packers' offense. I think people are kind of expecting more of a gritty, and this will be another statement game for the Lions to come out and just throttle your opponent. I like that 51 point. I like that 51-point mark. So that's why I gave us, yes, 51 points by Detroit. No, it's a trap game with 7% of the vote. 71% of you say yes, 51 points. And then 21% of you say bite my bird. I absolutely love it. We beat them so bad, Shedeur retires without ever taking a snap. Ha! Fuck yeah. That's what's up. But Brent, I love that name for Cleveland, the mistake by the lake. Derek Harp says 38-17. All right, guys. So, yeah, I don't know where my mom's at today, to be honest with you. She's a busy lady. My mom does a lot of stuff. So both my folks are retired, but they're pretty busy in their retired life. My mom does a lot for the community. She's involved in a group that does stuff for funeral things. She's also very involved with the community food bank. And I think that on Fridays I'm pretty sure Fridays are food bank day. So she's sometimes not here on Fridays because she's got food bank. And I got to call my dad still. So honestly, Brandy, I'll find out here. Once I wrap the show up, I got to call my old man and see what's going on. They go down, throw to him late. He says, F that. Fuck yeah, dude. He says, I'm out. Shedeur says, I ain't going in. As they're scraping Dylan Gabriel off the field. They just come out with like a snow shovel and just start scraping him off the field. Shedeur's like, no, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. They got Aidan Hutchinson, man. He's a goddamn, he's possessed. No. Give me a better offensive line. I ain't going out there. Fuck that. Oh, Lions playing Jim Schwartz defense. Jim Schwartz. Ah! Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I think you're right on that the point. So you guys, we'll talk about it on Sunday. Kind of keep things tracked as you think of things. Kind of write them down so we can bounce them off each other on Sunday. I think we're going to be taking the over on the points. I'm not exactly sure where the point spread is at right now, but I think we're all going to be smashing that over. I think we're all calling for the Lions to have another nice offensive output on Sunday. Goff going to paint the dog pound with touchdowns. Well, Brandy, I need Goff to kind of ramp it up to hit that 5,000-yard yardage marker that I laid out for him and them 50 touchdowns that I'm calling for. If Jared Goff wants to win MVP, this is one of them games where you kind of got to go bananas. You know what I'm saying? Point spread is still 10? Fuck you. Seriously? Excuse me. Jesus, excuse me. Sorry, guys. And Jack, I didn't mean like fuck you, seriously. Or like, I didn't mean like fuck you, man. I meant like, no, fuck you. Are you serious? That's wild. That's not what I want. Here we go. Dude, can somebody just give me the fucking spread? Jesus Christ. Oh, damn, you're right, dude. 9.5-point favorites with a 44.5-point over-under. Seriously, that's it? Damn. What the hell does Vegas know? Hey, he's been been called worse. Right on, brother. 9.5 with a 44-point spread. Yeah. Taking the over, and I'm taking the fucking point. Yeah, no, fuck that. No, dude, we're gonna fucking smash the Browns, dude. We're gonna put up damn near 40 points on our own if we don't hit the like. I'm with Brandy on the 51-point spread, dude, or the 51 points. I think we crushed the over/under on our own, dude. Yeah. They think the Browns D is elite. Well, they're in for a rude awakening. Who have the Browns played? They shut down the Packers, but at the time I was saying the Packers were an elite cream of the crop team, but the reality is the Packers, their offense is kind of, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're good. Outside of Josh Jacobs, they don't really have I'm going to beat you with this guy they don't have an Amon-Ra. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a weapon like J-Mo yet. Golden could be that guy, but has he really even seen much action? You know what I'm saying? Love does kind of suck, doesn't he? Yeah, Brandy, you're right. He does kind of suck. Yeah, dude, I'm taking the over. The Browns come back to earth. I think the Lions made a statement on Monday, but I think we're still kind of getting slept on. I think a beatdown of the Browns on Sunday is imminent, and I mean a shellacking. I'm talking like they cut to a different game because we're up so damn. I'm talking. I want to see such a goddamn vicious beatdown of the Cleveland Brown Eyes that I want Kyle Allen and Giovanni Manu to be getting snaps and not in relief of players that are injured. I want to see the 8-ball out there behind Giovanni Manu. I want to see Jacob Saylors running the fucking ball. I want to see Lovett out there running reps, and I want to see Isaac Tesla getting 30% of the second half snaps as your number one wide receiver because we've dominated the Brown Eyes so fucking hard. That's what I want. I want a fucking beat down. Love is vag. Yes, love is a vag. Hell yeah, you guys. Browns would have beat Ravens like that. Brandy pulling the Vicky Valancourt on. Ooh, Vicky Valancourt. Vicky Valancourt showed me her boobies, and I like them too. The devil, mama? You know what? Vicky Valancourt showed me her boobies, and I like them too. Hang on, I might be able to hit. Hang on, I can hit the Adam Sandler real quick. You're gonna open up a can of whoop ass. Got the devil, mama, and Vicky Valancourt. She showed me her boobies, and I like them too. There you go. There you fucking go. There you fucking go. Can you tell that I used to listen to Adam Sandler all the time? This is the only Lions. Yo, I legit, so I got an older brother, and he's 8 years older than me, right? And I used to fucking steal his Adam Sandler What the Hell Happened to Me CD all the fucking time. So there was What the Hell Happened to Me. I think there's something like Happy Clown or something like that. There's a couple of CDs. And Bobby Boucher was a character on the CD called something Cajun, a bumbling Cajun or a retarded Cajun or something like that. But there's a bunch of skits, and like one of them he meets like Mel Brooks, and he's like, but on the wire, that's so great. You know what I'm saying? Like it's there's this whole series of it, dude. Fuck yeah, Derek. This is the only Lions content where you can get this kind of analysis. I like it when she shows me her boobies. I like them boobies. This is nice. Yes, boobies. Yes, Captain Insano. I am 31 years old, and I was wondering if you needed a hydration specialist to work around it, because sometimes I see that you get a little perspirated during your matches, and I think a little cool H2O, a little cool, refreshing H2O would go a long way with you, because you seem to be very dehydrated during your matches, Captain Insano. Boom. I let the 11-year-old watch the Waterboy to show Bobby hits. Bro, dude, I'm pretty sure that my folks took me to see the Waterboy in theaters, dude. Guys, like, one day a few years back, I was watching a bunch, just like on an old movie kick, and there was like an Adam Sandler marathon on, and there was just Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. I don't know why I was drawing such a blank on that. And Hat and Boobs is like, you watched these a lot when you were a kid. And I was like, yeah. She goes, that explains a lot. Yeah, look what you started, Brandy. You got me all going. I can't stop, won't stop, can't stop the boogie. Let's go. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then sometimes you'll catch me. There was a a skit on one of his CDs called "The Talking Goat." So if you ever catch me saying "ow, fuck me" in the goat ass, you fucking whiz that thing. It's a regular George Starbuck over here. There's a skit where they're playing catch with a talking goat, and he's like, I want to play football. So you guys throwing the old pigskin around? Yes, I'll go deep. No, you want to go deep? Yes, fuck it, I'll go deep. Throw that ball there. They throw it, and you hear, and it fucking hits him, and he goes, ow, fuck me in the goat ass. Shit, you fucking whiz that thing. A regular George Starbuck over here, mate. Dude, 50 First Dates is low-key a really funny. Like, honestly, guys, not to sound too, Minnesota Queens, but when I say this, I feel like I should go be doing cheers on the sidelines with them other Twinkies. But legit, I love Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore movies. 50 First Dates. I watched The Wedding Singer a million fucking times as a kid. A million fucking. That's some grade A choice meat right there. Julia Gulia. Hell yeah. The heavyweights could never get into the X's and O's like this. Derek, dude, legit though, guys, I love the heavyweights, dude. I've subscribed to Spenmo Rax's anime channel. I'm the highest badge you can have with Woodward Sports. I'm a paid member for them for so many fucking years. Me and Easy, I actually message with Easy sometimes on Instagram. Easy actually watches all of my my Instagram stories and shit. So Easy's a real cool guy. Easy Sports is one of my favorite dudes in sports commentary. I fucking love that guy, dude. Sometimes I don't agree with his takes, but that dude is fucking fire. Spenmo Rax is really fucking good too. Heavyweights is one of my favorite shows. I'd love to be able to guest host with them one day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we'd have some good. I think we'd have some good back and forth with me and those dudes. You know what I'm saying? I think we'd have some good back and forth. The problem is I'd have to clean up my fucking speech. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be on Woodward Sports be like, "Ow, fuck me in the goat ass, shit, you fucking whiz that thing." You know what I'm saying? They'd probably poo-poo me on that one, but you never know. You never know, dude. You never know. But yeah, like you say, you ain't gonna get this type of X's and O's breakdown. You ain't gonna get the X's and O's while maintaining a high level of hydration with some high quality H2O. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. From the Lions, Brent, didn't you see his interview? No shit. Have you ever listened to the Yeah, Derek, I listen to the Heavies all the time. I like almost all of the Woodward Sports shows. Those guys talking about jerking it. Awesome. I'm gonna be honest, Sam, real quick. I'm not saying that I was the catalyst, but Adam Baydoun used to be the host of the morning show, and I can assure you, I can tell you there is an episode, 3 years ago, where Adam Baydoun started flipping out on the show about charcoal and gas grills. And he very distinctly said at one point, if he shows up to your house and you have a gas grill, you have insulted him. And I can tell you that I was the catalyst for that blow up. I don't know, though, why Adam Baydoun left. I kind of heard that it had to deal with money, because wasn't he one of the founders of Woodward Sports? I think he was one of the original guys, but I used to listen to the morning shows. The problem is that the morning shows just have such a rotating cast. Now, who is the young guy with Adam Baydoun? Isn't it like Jeff with the black goatee and the black hair? You know what I'm talking about? I think him and Booner or Broder have their own channel now, and they've been kind of going, blowing up a little bit. I'm getting more and more of their clips. I think I can't remember if it's Booner or Broder. But I think they have their own channel. They're doing their own thing, and their production value is pretty fucking good. I've seen a few of their clips, dude. But I can't. The morning show is always kind of too hard. They changed the cast up too much. I do like who is it? Neil Rule, with the glasses. I think it's Neil Rule. I like his takes. Obviously, whenever why am I drawing a blank on the hockey player? I know who he fucking is. I know who he is. I can't think of it though. And I Sam Flannel is kind of a nerd, but shout out Sam Flannel for still being on, kicking around. You guys remember when they had that dude Fish? Do you remember that dude Fish? Where the fuck happened to him, dude? He disappeared, and then Flannel just kind of took over. But personally, I really like the heavyweights. If it were me, I would call the heavyweights their flagship show. It is, in my opinion, the most entertaining. It's not the most X's and O's. It's not the most story-driven show, but the Woodward Sports Heavyweights, in my opinion, is their most overall entertaining show to watch. Easy, Spenmo, they're great together on camera. The production team interacts really, really well. I think it's their best program. Where's the dude smoking the hookah? That guy was awful. Yeah, he was fucking awful, dude. And that's the thing. Like, also the other thing is Woodward kind of can't seem to stabilize sometimes. Darren McCarty, there. Jesus Christ. Why couldn't I think of that, dude? I could see his face. I could see his face. I just couldn't think of it. Thank you, Brent. Appreciate it. Darren McCarty. There we go. Yeah. See, Sam, I can't stand Maz, dude. I can't stand Maz. Like I get where he's coming from. Maz is like a fan, you know what I mean? The only thing I don't like about Maz is he wasn't a Jared Goff truther, and for too many years he said that we should have taken Micah Parsons over Penei Sewell, and I took that personal. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, check out Woodward Sports Heavyweights, dude. They're a good show, dude. They're a good show, and maybe I can reach out to them and maybe see if I can get on that motherfucker or something. Do a little guest appearance or something. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? Maybe I should try and reach out. Be like, hey guys, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. You want to help me out? Attila, shout out, preach, dude. You're not wrong. Attila the Hun, legit. The only thing I don't like about the heavyweights is they spend 70% of the time not talking about actual sports. You're wrong. You're not wrong, though, dude. You're not wrong. Oh, Derek, dude, legit, man. Dude, you don't have to do that, bro. You don't have to do that. But I'm not going to tell you not to, bro, but don't feel like you have to. I really don't want you guys to be spending money trying to help me. Like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's super duper dope of you to do, bro, but like, don't feel like you have to. I don't want you guys spending money. You know what I'm saying? Like, weirds me out thinking of people spending money on me. You know, it just fucking weirds me out. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel like you have to, brother. I'll hop in their chat and drop a super chat. The goddamn problem is fucking easy, dude. I had one video go semi-viral like 2 years ago, okay? And I was playing with the AI voice clones real fucking hard, and you can find it. It was the draft where it was the AR-15 draft, because I ended up doing a whole video breakdown with Ben Shapiro and Sam Elliott and Donald Trump, all about the quarterbacks and stuff. So unfortunately, Easy still tells people that my channel's about AI voice work because I did one video. I've done a few videos, but I had one go relatively successful. Easy, if you're listening, I don't do AI voices anymore. I do a live show Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 here at youtube.com /Hat and Beard Show from Grandma Studio 1. They talk about jerking it, calling it a JG statue. Can you blame him though? I got a big picture of Jared Goff. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Do I like Terry the Gump Foster? Sometimes T. Foss Sometimes T-Foss has a good take, but even a blind squirrel can find a nut. A broken clock's right twice a day. Sometimes T-Foss has an all right take. Sometimes. I'm not opposed to T-Foss. I'll listen to T-Foss, but I'll listen to all those guys. I just because I'm not like wild about Maz doesn't mean Maz is necessarily wrong. You know, it's just I'm a Penei Sewell stan. He likes Micah Parsons. I can't blame him. You know, everybody's got their thing, and unfortunately, they're both Hall of Fame level players at this point. So you know what you gonna do. Yeah, T-Foss is pretty damn grumpy though, dude. That's the thing. He's that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like T-Foss has so many years of PTSD from the Lions that he is just so grumpy and negative all the time. Like, until we win multiple Super Bowls, T-Foss is never going to be a true believer. He hates the Fords. Yeah, and excuse me. I don't blame him. Again, like I said, for years of bad decisions. You know, he's had to cover the Lions for years. It's never been something good. So I can't necessarily blame him. I think he's just, and maybe T-Foss could be used as a barometer for national viewpoints. Like, if, you know, T-Foss still doesn't believe, then how can the rest of the outside, those of us inside the sphere of no, we know how good the Lions are. We know the reality of the situation. Everyone outside of the sphere, though, because they don't watch the Hat and Beard Show, for youtube.com/the Hat and Beard Show, live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, comment down below. Since they don't watch the Hat and Beard Show nationally, they don't know how good the Lions are. So Terry Foster could actually be a good barometer for how the national viewpoint is of the Lions. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, we went a little bit long today. Didn't plan on that. Thought we were going to go a little bit short. But you know, some days it's better to be lucky than good. So I want to say shout out to all you guys hanging out with me this week. It's been a relatively good week. We double dipped on Monday and then came with you Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. That was nice. My view on sports media, especially local, is when you push certain narratives just for clicks and views, deep down, don't believe it. It just caused an emotional fan response. Attila, my guy, bro, I hate the clickbait shit. Like, I try really hard not to just play into all the main storylines. That's kind of why I know that sometimes the stories that I choose to read for you guys are kind of dull, kind of boring. Nobody else is really talking about it. It's not necessarily a story. So why not? Why not me? You know, someone had to do it. I had to do it. I am the chosen one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like, yes, I'm hot-headed. I flip out a couple of times here or there, see my opening monologue. But you know, a lot of these guys are just doing it for clicks. They're just following trends. It's, they're grifting, for lack of a better term. It's just about the cash flow. You know what I'm saying? I like to think you guys can tell that I'm pretty fucking genuine about things. You know what I mean? I'm not just talking about a story for the sake of talking about a fucking story because everybody else is fucking talking a story. You know, I open up my Internet Explorer, or Chrome, and I fucking first 3 stories. I don't know if you guys can tell. I break it down into, generally you get 6 stories, 3 national, 3 local. So I find 3 national stories. I kind of peruse the headlines, see what I want to see, click on it if it seems interesting. And then I fucking put it in the show. And then we do this very same thing for local stories. Sometimes what everyone else is talking about and what I'm talking about tend to overlap. I will see a little bit more fucking traffic. But personally, dude, I've never been someone who's just going to do it because everybody else is fucking doing it. It's what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's annoying. I can't stand it. So that's why we try and give you guys a little bit different stories, a little bit different take, try to be a little bit more engaging, a little bit more just kind of hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, I'd rather go fact and film-based than the same old Lions and big trade talk. Fuck yeah, dude. That's just it, Attila. You know, the stats, the numbers, when you look at it by the numbers, Lions are a good goddamn team. Scoreboard, game film. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Neil Rule. He's pretty good, Derek. That's why I like Neil Rule. What I like about Neil Rule is that guy is very good at analyzing future cap impacts. He understands the money side of football really fucking well. Like, that guy understands the business side of ball. I'm not saying he doesn't know ball. I'm just saying he really understands the business side of ball, which is nice to have that angle to view things from. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shine more light on things, get you a different perspective on stuff periodically. So, all right, guys, just a reminder, we will be live Sunday at 11 a.m., 12:30-ish. Way more laid back, way more casual, just hanging out with you guys as we head into the main slate of the Week 4 lineup, making some bets, building some parlays before we get hyped up around the Lions. So if you think of a good parlay or something that you're really high on, jot it down. Sunday morning, drop it in the chat, dude. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be trying to do what we can, build some parlays, make a couple of dollar redos. The more mammon I could put in my money or in my pocket, the better I am. You know what I'm saying? So let's build that bankroll. Let's try and be smart with it, though. You know what I mean? Let's build a couple of nice smart parlays and then a couple of big swing for the fences. You know what I'm saying? But think about it, write it down, let me know when we get back Sunday morning. Try and have yourselves a good rest of the Friday. Hopefully you're downhill skiing on your way out the door before a big weekend. I myself got to get ready to head into work. Still got to work tonight and still got to work tomorrow night. And that sucks donkey balls, but it is what it is. Got to make that mammon one way or another. So, guys, try and stay out of trouble until Sunday, right? We'll see you all back here Sunday morning. Appreciate each and every one of you hanging out this morning. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the kind words down in the chat. You guys, you might not notice, but you fuckers riz me up, dude. Like, for real, you guys riz me the fuck up, yo. Legit. You guys, I walk out this bitch, I got my fucking head held high after hanging out with you guys, dude. I genuinely appreciate all you guys. So, stay out of trouble. We'll see you Sunday morning at 11 a.m. here at youtube.com/The Hat and Beard Show. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, and share this around with all your friends. Until then, I've been Hat and Beard. Say it with me now. You've been an attentive audience. Let's go. Bonga bonga. Frig off.